As you can imagine, August 2nd, 2006 was a day that forever changed my life. That's the day we were notified that my son, Marc Alan Lee, had been killed in action. Marc was the first Navy SEAL that we lost in Iraq. And I can tell you there's a lot of things as a mother you want your child to be the first at, but that was not one that I had on my list. We found out that day in Iraq, in Ramadi, Iraq, it was 115, 120 degrees. They had been in an intense firefight for 2 hours, the worst battle in Iraq up to that point. There were 4 SEALs that were on the rooftop. Marc's buddy Ryan had been severely injured. The bullets had hit his weapon, and so he had severe shrapnel injuries to the head. He dropped to the ground. 2 of the SEALs quickly dropped to the ground to help Ryan. Marc could have made that very same choice. But his choice that day was to stand up in the line of fire. He carried the big gun. He knew he could lay down some suppressive fire. And his goal was to get the medic up to the rooftop. The medic got up there and he took one look at Ryan. He said, "We got to get him out of here immediately or there's no chance for survival." So not just once, but a second time, Marc made that choice again to stand up into the line of fire, to provide the cover so they could all get down off of the roof. They all successfully got down off of that roof and sent Ryan off for medical attention. They climbed in their Bradleys and they headed back to the base, which I'm proud to tell you was named Camp Marc Lee in his memory. And I had the blessing of visiting Camp Marc Lee in Iraq of 2007. But they got back in there and they started to rip off their gear and get some water to refresh themselves. The chief came in and he said, "We just found 30 of the insurgents that just attacked us." And without hesitation, Marc said, "Roger that, let's go get them." I've been over to Camp Marc Lee. I know on the other side of the base is a Marine base. They could have said, "Go find some of the Marines that are fresh and haven't been out in battle today." But that's not who these Navy SEALs are. So they climbed in their Bradleys and they headed back to that godforsaken town. They cleared several houses and they went in the last house Marc would be in. They cleared the bottom of the house and they started up the steps when they heard him yell, "On me!" And if you served, you know what he was saying. Yep. He was saying, "I got the lead, you guys follow me." And as they went up those steps, they drew fire through a window. And for the last and final time, Marc made the choice again to stand into the line of fire. He didn't duck below the wall, he didn't wait for backup, he didn't let his team take the casualties. He knew it was the right thing to do, and he made the choice to give his life for his teammates. He made the choice to give his life for the freedoms that we enjoy each and every day. And I had no choice, the news that was given to me. I could have plugged my ears, I could have refused to answer the door, and that would not have changed the fact that Marc was gone. But I did have a choice how I responded, just like Marc made that choice to stand up and give his life. My choice was to put on Marc's boots and pick up his weapon and stay in the fight for our men and women who served, stay in the fight for the other Gold Star families. And we started our foundation, America's Mighty Warriors, to do that very thing. And so it's my honor today to stand here for national security. We have to make sure that our men and women in combat are given everything they need to be successful. But it's not just about our military. It's about our borders, and that impacts everything we do here, from our economy to the people that we are. Everything that we do is impacted by that. And so we need to make sure that we have a secure border. We want our children to be able to live without fear, knowing that they will be taken care of. I was a single mom most of their life. And I covered everything, the nurturing, the mothering, the protection. And we need to make sure, just like I would not have gone and taken care of somebody else's kids first, I made sure my own children were taken care of. And I made sure they were provided for. If I didn't do that, my children would have been taken away from me for neglect. And my daughter-in-law is from Japan. My oldest son served in the Marines. She had to do it the right way. It took 2 years for her to be able to come over to this country and wait through the process. And so we're not saying don't bring people in. We're saying do it the right way. We need to secure our borders. We need to defend take care of our military and make sure that our national security is set.